Hello, YouTube community. Welcome back to RobScure Music. Today is November 28th, 2025, Black Friday, but also Record Store Day. And after I looked at the list of Record Store Day items, it's, in my opinion, a bleak Friday. There wasn't a whole lot that I had any interest in. There was obviously a George Harrison, Living in a Material World, zoetrope, and it's kind of cool, but I've already got a couple different versions of that album. I love the album, but I didn't want to spring for it, so I said, you know what, I'm going to pass up on this. I ended up actually going to 3 record stores today, even though I had very little interest in Record Store Day. And the last one I went to was probably about 10% more, higher in price than the first 2. So I was a little bit surprised by that, but it's kind of good to know for the future. They also had a Love 5 album set, which was sold out everywhere I went. But honestly, Love is, again, a 1960s group that you may or may not know. Their most famous album is Forever Changes, which is absolutely a classic album in my opinion. So I wanted to kind of look at it and see, but like I said, I have everything that they've released, so I didn't need it. Although not needing something that has never stopped me from buying something in the past. You know, sometimes you get these things in your hand thinking you didn't, when you go in thinking I don't need it, and when you get it in your hands, you're like, yeah, maybe I do. But I didn't because it was sold out. The other item that I was interested in that I did pick up was this one. Elton John, and you know I'm a huge Elton John fan, and Brandi Carlile. And this is a live album. It features 10 songs from the show that they did at the London Palladium. It has an original concert poster, and it was a Record Store Day exclusive. So you look at the track listing, and it obviously includes, I guess, about half of the songs from his newest album with Brandi, Who Believes in Angels, but it also includes classics like Tiny Dancer, Your Song, Benny and the Jets, I'm Still Standing, and Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. So, record stores I went to, they each had a couple copies of this left. So, I picked that up. And then, I did some browsing. And at one store, Infinity Records, which you may know from Joe Mayo's videos, they always have a dollar bin for records and for CDs, and I always look through the CDs. It's a lot easier to look through than the records. And I picked up a whole bunch of stuff, but they also had this set, which earlier I said sometimes you buy something you don't need. I didn't need this, but it's 5 albums and a booklet for $10. That's $2 a CD and a free booklet. So I jumped on it. I have probably, I don't remember now, 3 or 4 of these albums, but I've also got, hits collections and so on that kind of encompass most of what you kind of need. But again, I didn't want to pass this up. I'm going to open it up and I'll show you. You've got your CDs here. And again, there are 5 of them. From the first to the last. And then a little booklet. And apparently, whoever owned this originally kept the hype sticker, limited edition collector's box. So that's kind of cool. And it features 9 unreleased and 4 rare bonus tracks. And then a little booklet here. So we'll go through all that. But so I picked that up, and then I picked up a slew of $1 CDs. And again, there are some that I didn't have, and maybe some that I might have had. I'll try to go through these quickly because there are quite a few. U2, the Joshua Tree. I've got it, but not in this format. So this comes with the CD, and I assume this is a DVD in the back, although I don't really know, but for $1, it's kind of in a book form. It's got some words and pictures here. While you're playing the music, you can listen and look at the pictures. Best of Beck, Jeff Beck. Show you that track listing. You can pause it and take a look if you'd like. I've got the very best of the Stone Roses. And to be quite honest with you, I remember the name Stone Roses, but I can't remember a single thing they did. But I feel like this is like 90s music, and for $1, let's hear what they have as their best. Next, I've got Jars of Clay, which, if I remember correctly, is more of a Christian rock band. But it's nice to have their greatest hits. I do have one or two of their albums. I've got the best of Foghat. Again, $1. Show you that track listing. Sorry for the glare. Stevie Wonder, Definitive Collection. Again, got a lot of Stevie Wonder. I've got, I think, a 4 CD set. But, this compiles everything from Fingertips from the beginning to Overjoyed, Part-Time Lover, I Just Called to Say I Love You, that era. So kind of start to finish, all on one disc for $1. Okay, I just dropped a bunch of CDs. I'm not going to edit this, folks. Okay, I've got, let's see, Terence Trent D'Arby's Symphony of Damn. I picked up The Best of War, which I may or may not have. Now, there's you may know I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan as well. He has a 4 CD box set that I didn't have, and I saw some of the individual CDs, and I picked up 3 of the 4 quite a while ago. And all of a sudden I see in the dollar section these 4, and I couldn't remember which one I was missing. I think it might be Boats. And the set is called something like Beaches, Ballads, Boats, and Bars. That, I think, is the one I was missing. But for $1, I picked up the other 3 also. So I've got the complete set. I don't have the box it comes in, but that's okay. I've got the music. And music is what matters. Then I picked up, again, I probably have this, I think, on vinyl, Bruce Springsteen's The River. But come on, $1, 2 CD set, sold. I have the Bodine's Mr. Sad Clown, which I know I don't have, although I've got quite a few of Bodine's. I might actually be the only one I'm missing. Then I picked up oops, it would help if I held it up the right way. Rhythm, Love, and Soul, Disc 1. And this is the sexiest songs of R&B. Oops. And that's Disc 1. I've got Disc 2. And disc 3. So some Sexy Soul. And then 2 more. Natasha Bedingfield. Not really familiar with this album, but $1. Songs like Happy, Pocket Full of Sunshine, Soulmate, Piece of Your Heart. Why not? And if, speaking of heart, finally, Heart. And this is the album that has These Dreams and What About Love on it. Nothing at all. I think that may have been a hit. But again, $1. So that's it. That was my record store day finds. 1 record store day item and whatever, 24 other items. So hope you enjoyed this video. Stay well, friends. And remember, if the music strikes a chord, let it play.